Good morning. Happy Friday. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, help me welcome Laura with today's announcements.
Good morning. Today's Friday, March 8th, and it's a green day. Anyone interested in learning more about Norwich University, there will be a rep on campus at 9:30 a.m. in the Guidance Conference Room in Colby 101. This meeting is both for those interested in attending as a civilian or Corps cadet. Please let your B-Block teacher know you'll be attending before coming to the meeting. A reminder to current Human Services students. Today is our community service field trip to the Upper Valley Haven. Mrs. McGarvin students should report to her room directly after chapel to help carry donation items to the bus. Ms. Kendall students can report directly to Brantview Drive after chapel to board the bus. The bus leaves promptly at 8:30 today. There is an admissions informational briefing on the cadet experience and application process for West Point and Army ROTC at Norwich University. The event will be held on Thursday, March 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. at Norwich University. See guidance for details. Happy birthday today to Evan Daniel, Layla Jackson, Lynn Lee, Connor Simmons, and Aiden Thomas. Happy birthday tomorrow to Ella Church. And a special happy birthday to Andrew North from me and to Addie Chandler from all her friends. Happy birthday. Have a good day and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Laura. Yesterday, Dr. Howell spoke about the theme of resilience and mentioned something that I know we have said before and shown many times here on this stage. She talked about community and connection as a marker for resilience. Put another way, connection in part helps us not only move up and forward, but can also sustain us when we struggle. This morning, I'm pleased to welcome Mrs. LaCroix to Fuller Hall. Many of you will recognize Mrs. LaCroix for her incredible work with our team in Tinker as a counselor and as a proctor in our green dorm. A proud multi-generational alumna of the Academy, Mrs. LaCroix is here this morning to talk to us about community. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Amy LaCroix.
Good morning. Let's try the Happy Friday again. Happy Friday. This morning, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my why. As a counselor here at St. Johnsbury Academy, one of my most repeated phrases is you know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. Gathering understanding helps us with meaning making. It helps us to better understand our surroundings, who we are, where we fit in, and how we move forward. I stand up here this morning to challenge you to think about what St. J means to you, how you want to engage here, the person you want to be when you leave here, and how you want to eventually reflect on your time here. I personally have a lot of gratitude for St. Johnsbury Academy, yet the number one thing that I'm grateful to St. JA for is the foundation and the expectation of tradition. Tradition is defined as the transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on. For me, there is a sense of comfort and security that comes with tradition. Tradition opens the door for connection, togetherness, and reflection. To better explain my connection to traditional values, I thought that I would share a tradition that is near and dear to my heart, tourtière. For those of you who do not know, tourtière is a French-Canadian meat pie or pork pie, a delicious recipe built of pork, potato, seasonings, cooked up and baked into a perfectly flaky and browned pie crust. This pie can be eaten as is, or if you're a member of my family, served doused in ketchup. The tradition of tourtière in the Prévost household is unspoken. Like many age-old traditions, these are things that just happen because they've always happened. My family gathers every year between Thanksgiving and the holidays to prepare these delicious pies. We connect over conversation, baking, joys, and love. We make pies for our upcoming holiday season, in our home ovens, but also the ovens of our friends and neighbors down the road. We do this every year because we have always done this every year. We have learned to make the dough from my grandfather, currently in his 91st year. We try to memorize each step as he walks us through the dough making process because we know that this might be the last year of him showing us how to do it. We carefully roll the pie dough out on the counter, paying close attention not to push too hard and for the dough to tear under the weight. We find the right amount of pressure to spread the dough to the perfect thickness of the pie pan. We laugh and sometimes curse when the pressure creates a hole, but we then ball the dough back up and start the process again. Once the dough is placed in the pie pans, each pie is then packed with delicious filling, topped with another carefully rolled out piece of dough. The edges of the dough are pressed down, sealing the contents tight. We then meticulously poke holes in the top of the dough for some of the moisture to escape while baking. As the pies bake, we enjoy these moments of being together. We share the stories of years past and current events, and we allow the pies to cool and then admire our finished product. The process of baking these pies is not a short one, yet it is a wonderful one. When the pies are done, we reach out to our extended family near and far and let them know that the annual 2 tiers have been baked for the season. In recent years, the ways that we have celebrated the holidays in my life have changed dramatically, yet the tradition of 2 tiers has remained the same. The ingredients have held strong, the crust recipe has been generationally passed down, and the joys of the final product continue to be appreciated. This tradition has been a constant in my life, something that I expect, something that I count on, and something that I look forward to. Maintaining traditions are not always easy. They take effort, they take dedication, and they take follow-through. Traditions need appreciation and care, they need commitment, and they need people to find worth in their values. Traditions need willingness of people to put in the effort to carry them forward. As I reflect on our school year so far this year, I cannot help but think about the importance of tradition. I cannot help but reflect on the continued importance and need for all of us to be educators and students of our own shared values. For those of you who do not know, I am a true generational child of this institution. My grandparents graduated from here, my parents graduated from here, I graduated from here, and one day I hope my children will graduate from here. In addition to having the generational foundation, I've also had the luxury of physically growing up on this campus. For the entirety of my childhood, adolescent, and early adult years, my father worked as a culinary instructor and high-fiving enthusiast of SJA. With his lead, I was able to fully experience and participate in the decade-long traditions and relationships that were and are built here. The values that are instilled here at St. J run deep. I've learned the values of community, respect, hard work, kindness, grace, professionalism, and pride. I was expected to manage my time, be on time, follow through with my word, and be a respectful and responsible community member. The non-classroom lessons that I have learned here went beyond my high school experience. They paved the road for my time in college, they set the stage for my future career, and eventually formed the foundation for me to want to return here. SJA is built on these strong generational traditions. There have been changes because there will be more changes because change is a constant, but tradition can also be a constant. Tradition can be a foundation and an expectation. We owe it to ourselves to maintain our traditions here at SJA. We owe it to ourselves to be role models of what hard work, communication, and respect looks and feels like. We owe it to ourselves to be keepers of our traditional values so that they are maintained for generations to come. Every year I freeze one of these delicious meat pies and keep it in the back of my freezer for months, knowing that it is there, but not eating it. I do this not because I don't want to eat it, but because knowing it is in the freezer is a reminder of the joys, comfort, security, and love that our traditional two-tier represents. I hope that we can all continue to hold on to our traditions, our why, and allow that meaning to be carried with us in the years to come. Thank you.
So one thing I know to be true is that our community is built on some pretty incredible traditions, but our community is also built by some pretty incredible people, including Mrs. LaCroix. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with us. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful weekend.